Yo, the CEO sits down with the big dogs. The CE blocker, or you don't wanna see her get upset or pissed off. We used to be on ground, then we got pounds, now watch us lift off. We sit down with fame, we don't mess up, we just work on improv. No, we just work on. The CEO sits down with the big dogs. The CE blocker.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Jayda Chats. Today I am joined by the wonderful Nilla. She is the owner of Nilla Models, which is a very big urban modelling agency. Say hi to the people.
Hello, hi. And this is our first time meeting in 3 years.
She's a catfish. Who is your worst client and why?
She just wants clickbait.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm telling you stories too.
Let me think. Yeah, but I haven't burnt my bridges, Jayda. It's a bit different when you've burnt all the bridges.
Come on, you have to have some clients that have been so terrible you wouldn't work again with them anyway.
I've had lots of rude clients. Do you know what it is? I feel like my worst shoot is with somebody known, and I think that's only because I had such high expectations of what that shoot was going to be like because it was a known person. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the person because we're okay and we moved on and we discussed it, so I'm not going to draw them out. But when I went to their shoot, it was a remix to a song. He'd brought some other big artists with him, and I've never felt so embarrassed. Honestly, the day after that shoot, I wanted to give up. I was like, I'm ready to stop this now. This isn't for me. I'm in the wrong game. It was embarrassing that I don't know what it was. It was a mixture of everything. It was on a block. There was a lot of people there. We kind of came in, and majority of my models at the time were white, I'll be honest. And it was just...
What?
You know, like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just, we looked very out of place. We just stuck out, you know, we just really stuck out. And that wasn't just how we were feeling. People made us feel like that.
Okay.
So they kind of put us to the edge a little bit, and you stay over there. And then when it came to calling the models on set, the artists, I don't know if it was a sister or a manager, I don't know who she was, but she literally lined these girls up like they were in prison. She was like, line up, all 6 of you. She was looking at them, top to bottom, shoes, yeah, you can go in it. No, we're not having you. Literally saying to the girls there to their face, we don't want you, to the side.
I can't do that.
It was rude. It was rude, and it took a lot in me not to have said anything that day.
Do you think, retrospectively looking back on it, would you have said something?
Now?
Yeah.
100%.
What's changed?
Just personally to that girl. I didn't have the confidence when I first started. I didn't know if...
that was normal.
I didn't know if it was normal. I didn't know, how to deal with it. I feel like now I'm very, very confident in how I should be treated when I go on set, how my models should be treated when we go on set, and I'm intolerable to anything like that.
That's good.
Yeah, it was my worst.
It's good. You grow in it. You grow. Definitely. What has been your favourite shoot?
It would be the plane ticket one, with Gibbs.
Was that on a private jet?
It was on a private jet in the middle of this massive field, and you had to drive up to a car park, get out of your car, and then get in a Range Rover, which drove you all the way up to the plane. It was just so good, like, it's just...
the girl that says she doesn't go to any shoots. You sound like you're at all your shoots.
I go to the good ones. I don't know if that's really bad, but, obviously I want to do the networking, so I go to the good ones. I have been to some of the small artist shoots, but they're not as...
Yes,
I'm impressed by things that have had a lot of money spent on them. So when you go to a smaller shoot, it's a bit like...
yeah.
But I loved that shoot. It was wicked.
Does Nilla work? Because I know we only do exclusive shoots with our models.
Mm-hmm.
Do you work with other models? Like, if an artist books 2 different agencies?
Yes. Oh, okay. So you won't take jobs? That's why we don't work together. Have. So you turn around and tell them, no.
I have other agencies.
I like that.
Book all the models through me or fuck off.
Yeah, no, I like that. I don't do that just because I feel like I'd stunt I'd be, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel I always want the money and I always want the business, and it's different for you. Your girls are exclusive, so they're solidly yours. So if you want them in a shoot, then you can have all British Diamond models, but I'm exclusive now. But I was freelance.
Have you started?
I started literally last week.
Yay! And how big have you lost girls as a result?
So I had a group of 12, 6 signed and 6 didn't want to sign. I've kept them as freelancers. They just get way less benefits than the others.
You offer the jobs to the 6 core first.
Yeah, and the new girls that I'm taking on will be exclusive only. So they are literally the last lot of freelancers left.
That's amazing.
Finally, had to take a leaf out of Jayda's book because I was killing myself.
Yeah, no, I think it will work a lot better. And the girls that you signed, are they girls that have been with you a considerable amount of time?
Yeah, minus one. One didn't. One that's been with me the longest didn't.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But I feel like because she's been with me the longest, she hasn't had the she hasn't not had me there. She's had me there, booking her jobs, backing her up, fighting her arguments for 3 years. So this might be the time now where she goes off, figures it out for herself, finds her own feet, and then probably will come back and sign a contract.
Woo, we move. I'm pleased to hear this, man.
Good.
So all the years that you used freelancers, what did you find the problems were with freelance models?
The problem with freelance models is, I mean, we spoke about it before, there's no loyalty. So I don't know why London has kind of allowed, with it, especially within the urban market, like why we're allowed to have freelance models just jump from one agency to the next agency to the next agency. I don't know why we've done that, because it is us, it's agency owners who that were before us, that allowed it. And so these girls, these freelance models now, it's almost like spoiled princess behaviour. It's like, if I say to you, there's no drinking or any drugs, even if it's smoking cannabis, anything on set whilst you're with me, it's like, oh, well, I like having a drink and I like smoking on set, so see you later and I'll go join over here. And then you'll have a problem with that agency at some point and join the next one. And it's that spoiled, entitled attitude that I find most freelancers have. But again, we only have ourselves to blame.
But I think those models have an expiration date.
They do.
Like, you'll see them in 10 music videos over the course of 6 months, and then goodbye, we've seen your ass enough. Goodbye, see ya.
Actually,
what?
Actually, with bringing this up, I'm surprised Duana's still in the game.
Don't listen to me. I'm yet to catch you. I will catch you. I will catch this girl.
Yeah.
Who's she with now?
She's solo. She's solo.
She has to be solo.
She has to be solo. I feel like this is a girl that has pissed off everybody in this industry.
What did she do? Did you have
she stole money, didn't she? Yeah.
I don't remember.
So I sent her. Can we show a picture of Duana?
Oh, we will. Right here. Don't worry. We'll show her montage and her Instagram.
Yeah.
Shout out Duana.
This model here. Now, I think I heard somewhere that she started modelling 3 years ago, and I can say that I opened my agency 3 years ago. So it might have been that we met each other right at the beginning stages. She might be a really nice girl and really on her shit now, but I doubt it. But she might be. Benefit of the doubt. I sent her to a shoot. I couldn't go to this shoot myself. I asked her, the artist was having problems with sending deposits via bank. Back then, I was like, it's fine. My model can collect it cash and send it to me. So I think she must have collected like 80 or £100 for herself. And I think it was 50 quid or 30 quid. It was really small for me. Her money made it all the way home. My money blew away in the wind.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, I'm not joking. Like, it literally came out of her hands and blew in the wind. Yeah, gone with the wind.
Wow.
That's not your fault.
Wow.
Right, so she didn't want to reimburse it. There's nothing I can do about it. I said, well, it doesn't sound like a great story. Oh, so you're calling me a liar? I mean, it sounds like that, so we called it a day. I absolutely hate agencies that just post selfies or just post models' work that was done outside of their agency, not associated to their agency.
That is a big issue.
Because it's easy.
And the theft of other agencies' content.
Right.
I spoke about this in an interview I did a couple of weeks ago.
So this was my problem with, how do you say it?
Echelon.
Echelon. Because in the beginning, I kept finding my images that we were doing at our photo shoots on her page. Now,
did you speak to her?
Yeah, I can't remember how the conversation went. If I ever find my pictures on an agency page, I usually just say, take this picture off. It was done at my shoot. please don't use it, or something like that. The thing is, I don't know if it's the models that send the agencies the pictures,
a lot of the time.
but I think I might have had this issue with her 2 or 3 times. So I wondered, you know, she knows she's doing it now. But in the same breath, it's kind of a compliment because it means she likes the work that I'm producing. So, but at the same time, do your own photo shoots and post your own pictures, because I just think all agencies should be doing that.
But I do think I think that again comes down to the freelancers sending over.
Right.
They collect all these pictures.
Right.
And then they're sending them over to these new agencies that they're joining.
And
the agencies are oblivious.
I watermark my pictures. They'll cut the watermark out.
Yeah. I just report pictures now.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't even bother messaging anyone. I don't really have that problem though. The only agency I've ever had that issue with, Gold Bottle Girls. If you could call them an agency.
Oh yeah, they're kind of done now, aren't they?
Were they ever anywhere?
Were they ever
anywhere to begin with? What is the worst date you've been on?
We went to Nando's. That was his choice. I don't like Nando's. I just don't. No. And long story short, he screamed at me in the restaurant. Like, got up in my face and full blown screamed in my face to order food. Because I was like, I don't really like it here. It's not really my type of food. I'll just get, I can't remember what it was, like maybe rice or something. And he kept asking me, reorder, like order something. I was like, no, it's fine. And then in the end, got so angry. He literally shouted in my face, like spit. You know, when someone's like frothing. I was like, okie dokie, and we're ending that here.
What was the last book that you read?
It's called The Mind Management. I'm 4 pages in.
What's it about?
Positive thinking.
What is the most rebellious thing you did as a teenager?
I stole from work, guys. I got theft from employer on the...
What did you steal?
I stole money from the tills. I did.
Nilla!
Yep, they took me to court. They got me. Conditional discharge.
How much did you steal? Was it ridiculous amount? Was it a small amount?
They think it was small amounts. I mean, I don't know if I should say. They come find me 10 years later.
How much did you steal?
It was a lot. It was, and it wasn't just money. You know, like scratch cards, like the scratch card reels, like the whole reel.
Did you think you was gonna get away with it, or you just didn't care?
I didn't care. I'll be honest with you, I didn't care.
Would you rather be eaten alive by a bear or stung to death by bees?
I'd rather be eaten alive by a bear.
Really?
Yeah, because he'll probably go for my neck first, and I'll be done.
How many GCSEs did you get?
I don't know. So I went to a Catholic all-girls school, so we did all of the norm, and then we had to do 3 sciences, and we had to do religious education because it was a Catholic school. Yeah.
And
So-
did you get them all?
I got them all, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Who is the last person you blocked on Instagram?
Oh, okay, so the last person I actually blocked was one of my model's stalkers. It's an ex-boyfriend that literally will not leave her alone. He's made like 17 different accounts, only ever comments on her stuff.
What is the one non-tech item you could not live without?
Non-tech item that I couldn't live without.
Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to say my dog?
Yeah,
Yeah, my dog.
that's nice.
I love my dog.
What breed of dog? I didn't know you had a dog.
Yeah.
What breed of dog is it?
He's half a Rottweiler, half a Newfoundland.
You must be massive.
He is big, yeah.
Wow. No, I couldn't do it. Could not be a pet owner. What is the weirdest thing you have done to make money? This will be an interesting one.
I feel like this interview is just going to put me in jail.
A little minimal censorship.
Okay. So my 2 weirdest money-making schemes, one was recent and one was when I was like 14 or 15. So at 14, 15, we were selling snapbacks. Fran was involved in that.
Okay.
£10 snapbacks. We were like, do you remember when everyone started
Yeah.
wearing them and there was all different colours and stuff? So we was all over Southend selling snapbacks. Recently, I watched what is it called? £1 Million Menu?
No, what's that?
It's on Netflix, really good series, and I watched Trap Kitchen. Don't know if you've
Okay,
heard of them.
yeah.
So they do the lobster tails and stuff. So we don't have food like that in Southend. So I thought, I'm an okay cook, let me try. We cooked it and we sold it to our mates
Good.
in Southend.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, £20 a box.
Are you is that something you're gonna try and continue?
No,
Why?
no. Lobster stinks. My whole flat stunk. I don't know why I did it. I think we just got excited and just started cooking, didn't we? And then did it. So
That's make good money off that though.
Yeah, we've done it, what, 3 weeks now? And then we changed it. They said they wanted a roast dinner on a Sunday, so we started doing roast dinners.
That's pretty cool. Read your last WhatsApp message.
Nilla, can you work your magic on this when you have time? One of my models wants me to edit a photo.
Sorry. What do you look for in a model?
Let's say we're going through Instagram when I look at their page.
Yeah.
So
is this you recruiting them?
Me recruiting them, yeah. So the first thing I'm going to look at is obviously their posts are going to tell me about what type of modelling experience they have, what level they're at. In terms of who I like to employ, over 21. I don't like to employ anyone younger.
Is there a reason behind that? Just the demand of clients, or?
I feel like my clients do want older girls. It's nice to have a few young ones in the team, isn't it? But the maturity level, yeah, it's hard.
Challenging, yeah. Okay.
And apart from that, when I start talking to a model, because obviously you can't tell from an Instagram page, but once I start speaking to a model and figuring out if she's gonna do well on our books, I don't mind so much about personality. You've just got to be hardworking. I can't stand models that are expecting everything for free, everything to just fall on their lap. It doesn't work like that. You've got to be a go-getter. Even in the modelling industry, you've got to graft. So for me, I just need to see some ambition and like a hunger behind what you're doing.
100%. I feel you on that one. And is there any kind of looks that you will see? Say someone was to apply to the agency, is there any looks that you'll look at and be like, no?
Not really, because I feel like there's a model for every client. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Like you could look at a girl and be like, oh, I don't know, she's a bit alternative, a bit different, a bit edgy, don't know if I'm feeling it. But there's a client that is feeling it and wants to book her, wants that type of girl. So not really.
Cool. I think this is from one of your models. Who is your favourite model?
I know who that is. I know who that is already.
Who is your favourite?
I mean, my favourite models will always be the ones that have been with me the longest, because loyalty is everything.
100%.
So if I'm having to pick, we're gonna say Sahara. I've had her for 2.5 years. She's my little my little
nice.
babes.
Do you have any specific requirements? So like age, height, well, you've obviously touched on age, height, weight, anything like that. Like do you take plus size models? Like,
I don't take them too big.
Yeah.
I take big, curvy, and yeah, it's got to be in the right place. Because the other thing is as well, I'm aware that there are people looking at our page, younger girls. I'm not willing to put a morbidly obese model on my books and pretend that that's healthy. It's not healthy.
Did you see my thing on Instagram?
No, what was it?
So basically, this girl kept popping up on my feed. Her name's like Janine or something. I can't remember.
Never heard of
She
her.
kept popping up on my feed and I got sick and tired of it. So I screamed, and not just popping up on my feed, like she was in bra and panties, and I'm talking she is huge, yeah? So I must have screenshotted it, put it on my page, and I was just like, this is not acceptable. This girl is basically promoting, because she's with Fashion Nova Curve or something.
Right.
This girl and Fashion Nova Curve are basically promoting unhealthy obesity.
Right.
The girl screenshotted my shit, put it on her page. Going, she's fat hater. She's got like 57,000 followers. Oh, it turns into a big thing. But I'm glad you said that.
The thing is, there is a thin line. There's people that have like genetic disorders, and I get that. There's people that can't control their weight. I totally get all of that. But if you just don't stop fucking eating and you're massive, I'm not promoting it.
100%. I'm with you on that. Do you model yourself?
No.
Do you charge a joining fee?
No.
If you weren't running a modelling agency, what would you be doing? What was your previous job?
My previous job before I was doing this, I worked for a magazine publishers. I've always been in sales and marketing.
Nice.
So, I mean, I wouldn't go back to that if I didn't have Nilla models, but that's what I was doing before.
What would you, if Nilla, you were to stop Nilla tomorrow, what do you think you would do? What would you start doing? Is there
I feel like I'd be a painter.
A painter?
Yeah, I feel like I'd lock myself away from the world. I'd have all my paints and my canvases, and I'd just be in La La Land, me and my dog, painting, don't disturb.
Do you paint?
Not since college, but I'd like to get back into it.
What made you start a modelling agency? Was there any real... How long have you been running now? Is it 3 years?
3 years now.
Okay, cool.
So listen, there's a realistic story as to why I actually started Nilla Models, but it's almost, I feel like I'm almost bigging someone up who I don't want to big up. You know who I'm going to say as well.
I think I do. And I don't think I'm talking to that person either, but it's fine.
All right, okay. So I was talking to a guy that was an artist, and he invited me to go to a video shoot of his because I initially wanted to get into directing. That's what I wanted to do. Went with him, and it was Pac-Man filming.
Pac-Man TV!
What a guy. So he actually is the guy that said to me, you should run a modelling agency. And I was like, do you know what? You're right. And I did it. Here we are 3 years later. I don't think Pac-Man thought I was going to be here 3 years later, but...
We move.
We move.
We move. How often do you get model bookings? Does it vary, like seasonally, or...?
It varies. Summer is always way better than winter. I can go like 2 or 3 weeks with no jobs in winter. And then summer, we can be booked... We can have 2 jobs a day.
Are there any shoots you would or have declined, and why?
I declined one recently. I'll have to check who it was. I'll tell you about it. The other one that pops to my head was Pounds Opfop.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Really great artist. So this is not against Pounds, just that particular concept. I will never wifey Opfop. It's not my girls you're going to have in the video, so...
It's somebody's
but it's not
no
mine.
comment. Some girls will be in the video, shaking their batty in that video, come join my agency, and then try and come in my group chat talking about know your worth.
Oh! Hold on, rewind.
Yeah,
the same person.
You're coming in my group chat talking about, oh yeah, you got to know your worth because people pay £150 an hour for her.
Right.
But we can't, my girls, you can't see the inside of their vagina.
Right.
So it's a different principle, do you know what I mean? Do you attend all of your model shoots?
No.
Oh, is that a recent thing? Have you?
Never have.
Really?
Never have, yeah. I probably should because I feel like I miss out on a lot of networking opportunities by not going. But the cut that the agency take is so small really compared to what models make.
100%.
I'm from Southend. I'm not gonna pay that in petrol to go to the video shoot and basically make nothing. So
oh, cool. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Do you think you not being there has ever like jeopardized, because when I first started, now obviously since I've had a son I can't attend, do you think it's ever jeopardized with newer models, kind of the way they behave because there's not someone overlooking them?
in the beginning, yes. In the beginning, things would happen at shoots and you only find out when everyone's home, and I used to go mental about it. But what I've learnt now that we're kind of a little bit more established, my older models, my models that have been with me for longer, set pace for the younger models. So hopefully they're shooting together. If I was going to send a new girl to a shoot, I'd probably go. But if she was working with older models, they're going to show her what needs to be done. And yeah, I can take a
That makes sense.
step back a bit.
What is the biggest client work you've worked with? You've done quite a lot of big video shoots.
The biggest client?
Yeah. Well, what are some of the big clients that you've worked with? What are like some of the big songs?
My biggest is gigs.
What video was that?
Plane Ticket.
Okay.
That was amazing. So I feel like that's probably my biggest artist that I've worked with. But we have done Tory Lanez and Nath Smalls. We just done Big Tobz last week. We've got him again on Tuesday. We did some of our big names right in the beginning.
I think you do.
Yeah, and I regret that.
A lot of little people are coming because you've done the big names.
So I've sussed this out. So big artists will go, or they'll send their people to go to the small new agencies, because more times they're getting them for free.
And it's new faces.
It's new faces. It's just going to be cheap. We're excited to do the shoot. So yeah, I sent out some strange models to some big shoots back in the day. But luckily there's no one that's kind of written me off and said, I'm never working with you again. Sneak Bow is yet to work with me again, but we're going to work on that. But everyone else, thank God, What's that face for?
Boy.
Not a fan?
I'm sure a lot of people have blacklisted me, boy. But it is what it is.
Would you work with them again?
Who?
Anyone that you had a bad shoot with, if it was up to you, would you work with them again?
I feel like you're interviewing me now.
Sorry. I'd just love to know, like, would you?
No. Probably because I'm stubborn.
You are stubborn.
I'm stubborn as fuck. Like, there's plenty of artists out there.
There really is.
And I'm at that point now where we've done a lot of work with larger artists.
Mm-hmm.
I like working with the small artists.
Yeah.
I like working on stuff where we can have a little bit of input. And, you know, because you work on these big productions and they've got all these set ideas and you can't really...
You can't give any...
input a lot.
Yeah,
so I quite like the smaller shoots. I feel like they run a lot better.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that.
And you make more money off of them.
Yeah, you do.
A lot more money.
Yeah, they'll pay anything.
Because they've seen your model in X video.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, so it's worth... Yeah, it's a lot better, I think. Right, Bugsy Malone.
Snog.
Still Bangles.
Avoid.
Dave.
I'd marry Dave.
Missed.
Avoid.
Thank you. You better fucking
He's all
avoid
yours.
You better avoid him. Professor Green.
Avoid.
Burna Boy.
No. Burna Boy's not for me. I'm going to avoid him.
Morrison.
I'll marry Morrison. I like him.
Really?
Yeah, he's good to me.
Frodo.
I would snog him.
J Hus.
I'll marry him.
What?
See, now
I
we're getting...
am so confused about your choices right now. I swear to God. Afro B.
I'd snog him.
Notes.
Avoid.
Wow. Gigs.
Can I snog and marry them? Same time?
Well, if you're married, you're going to snog.
Snog, right. Okay, so I'll marry him.
Okay. Is that due to his bank balance?
No.
What
I
is
mean,
that?
he's a very wealthy man. That helps. But, you know what it is? Gigs is powerful. You know, if, like, Gigs walks in a room, everybody knows about it, and it just makes you get fanny flutters. It's like...
Fanny flutters. I've never said that before. I'm going to have to use that one. Fanny flutters. Sneak by.
Avoid.
J1.
No, not for me.
Tion Wayne.
I feel like Tion Wayne's an avoid.
Why?
But I'd be interested to know what is under the joggers. But it's still an avoid.
What are your plans? Do you have any plans of like growth or like what? Do you have any projects on the horizon? What is kind of your plan this year?
This year?
You're doing Instagram TV stuff now.
Yeah, so we're trying to do some IGTVs mainly because I've decided that I really want to push. I have to think about how I'm going to word this. I want models to show more personality to what they're doing. I just think there's a big stereotype at the minute around models. I want people not just to keep seeing pretty images, but to see personality, how they talk. There's a lot of reality to a model's life that I don't think gets shared or spoke about. So that's why we tried to push for IGTV. Still really early stages, so I haven't released anything yet. But this year, I just want to have a really good summer in terms of networking. My first 2 years was establishing myself, making sure my Instagram looked good, having all the different, like the website and stuff, I had to get that done and blah, blah, blah. So I put all of that in place for the first 2 years. And now I feel like this third year is going out, networking, meeting, I don't want to say big artists, but I would prefer to work with high profile people. So that is my plan this summer, yeah.
So you're still gonna do music video work? You don't have any intention of like breaking away from that?
Nope. I always want to be. The long plan for Nilla Models is to drop models and be Nilla as an agency and have photographers, videographers, directors, the best of the best under my roof. And so you come to me and you want to book a shoot. It doesn't have to be a video shoot, it could be a photo shoot, anything that you're doing for your own business. You come to me, you get your models, your videographer, you even get your locations, we have it all. So that's the kind of big plan for it. But I want to specialise in being, and I want to be, London's most used modelling agency, yeah.
Come on here, bitch.
Let's get it.
I think we've had a very tea-filled interview. And it's your first interview, isn't it?
My first ever interview. I'm really glad it was actually with you, because there is no one I'd rather do this with.
Oh, I feel so loved. Well, it's been lovely having you. Maybe we'll do like a year catch up.
Definitely.
I'm with the big dogs, the CE block club. Oh, you don't wanna see her get upset or pissed off. We used to be on ground, then we got pounds. Now watch us lift off.